But then, he runs for president, in 2023. And then now, he didn't win. He's sulking. Rather than actually get a perspective and, figure out what he did to lose so he can do better in the future. He would think that he can bring down the government by simply, being maliciously deceptive. That is wrong. I'm not somebody to, to go on that offensive in that manner. But Mr. Obi has crossed the line so many times. And I think that at this point, he has coming to him whatever he gets, he needs to manage it.
This guy just made a direct threat to the life of Peter Obi. He's talking about crossing lines. Which lines is he talking about? He's not done half, not even 10% of what they did in 2012, in 2013, 2014, and leading to the 2015 presidential election. They said all things unspeakable, but no one attacked them. Now they want to criminalize protests. They want to criminalize even criticizing them. It's not possible. Peter Obi not only criticized them with data in that New Year press conference, he outlined how Nigeria's economy was before they came to power, even before Tinubu came to power, not to talk of Buhari's administration. He outlined everything and even went as far as doing what they always ask from opposition. When you criticize them, they always say, please don't just continue criticizing, proffer solutions. They want you, an opposition member, to give them what is called expo, to tell them how to do the job, why they are in power. They don't know that they are showing their incompetence. When you are in power, you can't solve the numerous problems. Rather, you create all the problems. You want someone that is not in power to give you the solution to the problem so that you can solve it while you maintain that position in power. It's not possible. You can't eat your cake and have it. If you know you can't do the job, get out of there so that people who have the ideas and know how to implement can do the job. That's how it works. They don't know that this is where Nigerians will draw the line for them. You can't do the job. You won't allow others to point out the errors you're making, which is the job of the opposition. It is not obligatory for opposition members to tell you how to do the job. They will only point out what you are doing wrong. Yes, that's why they are called the opposition. It's a contest. Politics is a contest. You expect people who are in an opposition party to tell you exactly how to do the job. So that means they will never get to power themselves. They don't know how to do the job. They won't allow people, they won't tolerate people to criticize them and tell them what they are doing wrong. And they still want to maintain that power. You can't eat your cake and have it. You can't block the road and refuse to give way and also refuse others from passing. It's not possible. In Peter Obi's New Year press conference, he made a lot of suggestions to Tinubu. He told him specifically about the health sector, that he should try as much as possible to take one of his medical vacations in Nigeria, instead of always running to France. In the last 18 months or 19 months thereabouts, he's been in power, he has spent about 6 months abroad. So imagine how Nigeria's economy would have benefited if he took all his vacations in Nigeria, all his medical vacations and treatments. All the hundreds, if not thousands of politicians and other businessmen that always go to that country he's visiting, if they visited him in a state in Nigeria, imagine how that state will benefit. Imagine how the local economy will benefit from their tourism. So these are the facts. You cannot be telling Nigerians to tighten their belts and wait for the day that all the failed policies will materialize while you're busy traveling around the world, having vacations in Paris, in all the choice cities abroad, where their local economies will benefit from the money that Nigerians pay you. Yes, all the money he spends is from the Nigerian treasury. So the truth is, they realize that Peter Obi is not the type that is very violent or the types like Tinubu himself. If you watch all the videos where Tinubu and APC members, when they were still in opposition, how they were using all sorts of words to describe Jonathan and PDP members at the time, you find out that Peter Obi is the gentle type. That's why they are taking this advantage. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't because of Peter Obi's behavior or his attitude to many issues in life, Nigerians would have protested even the day he was declared the winner. Yes, but it's because he's the quiet type. He doesn't like violence. He said it clearly that no matter his decision, no matter his ambition, he doesn't want blood to be shed. Unlike them, If you remember when Buhari was still contesting election in 2011 and prior to that, how many people they killed for nothing just because he didn't win the election? Not that he won or that the election was stolen from him. He didn't win. He only won in the north. And the northern votes alone can never make anyone a president. It doesn't work that way. Buhari is a huge example. The time he had a chunk of votes from the south, that's from the southwest of Nigeria. That was the time he won the election in 2015 against Goodluck Jonathan. So this is the reality. They don't know that these threats they are making against Peter Obi right now shows more about them. It tells Nigerians their attitude, not just trying to expose Peter Obi, but it's showing that they are intolerant, they are incompetent. There are a lot of things about them are being shown. But this is where, like already said, this is where Nigerians will draw the line with them. A peaceful man that they said didn't win an election, but all the time they are talking about him, they are trying to smear his character, they've done everything, and this man has been going around quietly. There are few Nigerians who can behave this same way. We all know how Abiola ended. Abiola challenged the military because they annulled his election, and we know how he ended up. Peter Obi took it like a man and just went home and started doing his charity work. Over the past year alone, he has donated close to 1 billion naira to charity alone, helping Nigerians. Before making this New Year speech, he visited the IDP camp in Abuja. You know, all the charity work he has been doing, all the massive donations to education. To them, it's all about stealing, acquiring money, and bragging, throwing it to Nigerian people's faces that, hey, we have this money, we won't allow you to get to power, we'll do everything to crush you. So that's why people should stop listening to people that are spreading their narrative to discourage people from coming out to vote. Yes, you know that these people have power now. They are in power. They are controlling the police, the army, so they can use them to oppress you. Like they're already doing, they are arresting anyone that criticizes them. Like the lady, Olamide Thomas, who is in detention in Abuja. It's not clear if she has been released by the court or granted bail simply because she criticized Tinubu's son, someone that is not even in power. So all they are doing is exposing their character to the world.
Is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states for 2 days each.
So like already said, stop falling for that narrative or stop helping them to spread that defeatist narrative. You hear things like Tinubu can never be removed from power in 2027, that they have written all the results, that there's no need coming out to vote. For the umpteenth time, if you want Nigeria to work, you cannot give up before the fight even starts. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. The 2027 is still about 2 years away. When we get there, we must make sure we devote that particular day to come out to vote. The day is already a public holiday. So why get lazy? Why give up and say, I don't want people to hurt me, I don't want this, I don't want that. Devote that day alone. No one is telling you to be a freedom fighter. No one is telling you to fight armed thugs. No. What you need to do is use that power of numbers. Assemble the youths in your polling unit. Any face you don't recognize, you know that that person should not be there except maybe a police officer. And police officers are not supposed to be armed on election duties. Yes, except the ones that are patrolling. But the ones that are observing the election process, that person is not supposed to be armed, no matter the agency, security agency the person comes from. So if you assemble yourself in numbers, there is power in numbers. Guard your votes. Make sure that the will of the people is what is written in the result sheets. Go to the next collation center. That's the World Collation Center. After that, mobilize yourself again to the local government collation center. From there to the state. That's the only way you can protect your vote. Now, no one is protesting. Many people have given up. Many people feel that the protest won't have effect. Why not use that voting day as a protest? Yes, use that particular day, come out and make it a protest day for you. If you protest that day, spend the whole day to vote and protect your votes to the level you can do. Imagine if Nigerians do this in about 80% or even 60% of polling units. There is no way they can win. So don't help them. Stop helping them to spread that narrative that It is a wasted effort. Don't bother to come out to vote. They have hijacked everything. This is just to discourage people from coming out to vote. And once there are fewer people out there on the streets, out there at the polling units that day, they can do whatever they want. But the sheer numbers of people trooping out to vote like they did in 2023 will scare many people away. That's the reality. Thanks for watching.